We're back.
We're back.
Quick interruption.
Okay.
But Jonathan, I finally figured it out.
Okay.
You see, as we have established, bank is a 4-letter word, just like lust. But also, credit union is an 11-letter phrase, just like Harry Potter.
Oh my god.
Take a moment.
We just
Digest it.
We just broke the space-time barrier.
See,
right
the I mean, how many letters is GumbleBumble? That's got to be 4.
Oh yeah, that's got to be at least 4.
It's 4, right? So basically...
Oh my god, Nate, 4 is a 4-letter word. And that'll be the name of our album.
Name of our next
podcast.
Name of our next podcast. 4 is a 4-letter word. No, what I was going to say was...
we have a lot of great potential titles for this episode already.
Yeah. That's true. What I was going to say... I still want to make it the Crimes of GumbleBumble.
Fantastic beats in the Crime of GumbleBumble.
Fantastic beats in the Crime of GumbleBumble. No, what I was going to say is I think we finally cracked the deeper meaning of this billboard. That being, it's and it was put up by an advocate for the original Harry Potter, as opposed to this sort of reboot, dive deeper into the franchise. Shut up, Windows, make pretend. Called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, followed by Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gumble.
Yeah.
I keep trying to think of new things, but I keep just coming back to Bumble, and Dumble.
Yeah. You know,
it's a curse.
When you think about it, I was gonna say something about curse, but it occurred to me that I've not actually read Harry Potter in like years. So I was about to be like, the Curse of GumbleBumble. That's not a thing.
Harry Potter and the Curse of GumbleBumble.
Yeah, there we go. But I was going to say, you know, this is a 4-letter word, sex, if you spell it with 2 X's.
Why'd you do that? That's not even like, it would have been good if you said 3, because that, like, triple X thing means porn, but, like, that's
well, I mean, like, by exception,
hey,
wouldn't, like, 2 X's have to mean, like, slightly less toned down porn?
It's softcore porn.
Yeah, like, maybe, I don't know.
Hey, baby, you ready for some sex?
What did you just say?
Excuse me?
Whoever's dick is completely blurred.
It pans to the next day, and they're all left confused.
What happened?
What happened?
Okay. No, it's like the Futurama episode where they keep just like flashing forward in time, and they just like keep randomly like right in the middle of these absolutely absurd events with no memory of what happens in between.
The time stream is broken.
Yeah, so like Fry's like about to propose to Leela, and suddenly it like cuts to him like after the proposal, and she's like already like accepted, and he's like, "What did I do?"
She's like, "What did I do?" And then, of course, Leela's mad because she doesn't remember saying yes. So then she opens her mouth and then it cuts to them being divorced.
Oh yeah.
So sad.
So sad. Rest in peace.
Okay.
Second billboard.
There was another great billboard that requires so much diving into.
So much.
I don't know if we'll have enough time to package everything. It was a tiny little billboard. One of those things where you have the letters that are all capital with blocks, and then they have the corners on them, and then you slide them in, and it's like make your own billboard thing.
Yeah.
It was propped up, you know, like a teepee in front of like this old shop or whatever, right off the road, and you know, rural West Lafayette.
Yeah. Wherever that is.
And it's rural Indiana. And it read, "Jesus is coming at midnight," and it's 11:59. And I like that sign because it doesn't specify AM or PM, so it could suggest that Jesus is going to come any second, or that we have another 2,000 years before he comes.
I don't know what's better. The implication that Jesus is going to like come like mid-lunch and be like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's get drunk." And like, Jesus, it's noon. I mean, come on, man.
Jesus is
or
noon,
like,
you're early.
Or like, alternatively,
get out of here.
Or alternatively, it's like midnight, and she's like knocking on your door after the party's already done, and he's kind of like, "Are you ready to repent?" And we're like, "Oh my God, we are so."
No, it specifies that he's coming at midnight, so we know when he's coming.
Okay.
The problem is we don't know at what point we don't know if we're getting a lunch before we start pre-gaming for the all-nighter.
Okay. Now, to me, this is pretty great because
I think we should send Jesus a text right now and be like, "Jesus, my clock is broken." Is it PM or AM right now?
No, for me, this is
What are
really
we talking about, dude?
it's really great because of just how like it gives so little information at all. Like we have literally no idea what Jesus is coming to do. Like, is this like the second coming, or is he just kind of coming down just like mess with some random guy in like Oklahoma? Be like, your keys are under your car, and he's like, I
Yeah,
already checked
see,
there.
it doesn't specify the second coming as
Yeah.
foretold in the Bible.
This could be like the 1.5 coming,
And,
like Lion King, like how you had
As-
Lion King 1, Lion King 2, and Lion King 1.5.
oh,
That's just my
right.
fingers were away from
As
the camera.
as foretold in Disney's
Lion King,
BimbleBumble, the Bible Bumble.
the holy Bimble,
the,
the crimes of BimbleBumble,
the crime, as foretold in the Bible.
the holy GumbleBumble.
As the crimes of GobbleBobble, as foretold in the Holy Bible Bubble. Dumbledore, are you having a stroke?
Noble Bumble.
No.
and that's why he's a completely different appearance by the time we get to like the Harry Potter movie. That's why he went from like Jude Law to like, your creepy grandpa.
That's why he went
side.
from 3-piece suits to Merlin's robes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was telling Nate right before we started this episode. To me, that's a really great implication, like the metaphor of a clock. Because one, this is exactly the sort of thing that you'd analyze in like an English class that would just bring tears to everybody's eyes.
This is basically New Age literature.
Yeah, this also reminds me a lot of the concept of the Doomsday Clock during the Cold War. And anybody that's familiar with like DC Comics right now will be familiar with this concept. But the whole idea is that's supposed to say like it was supposed to say in the Cold War era how close we were to a nuclear confrontation with Russia. And I don't know the exact specifics of that because like how do they know when they're gonna nuke Russia? Like that's kind of like a bit odd. That's kind of like a plan in itself. Like 5 minutes, people. 5 minutes.
Russia. Let's set one thing straight. We know that we're either going to go to war or maybe not. So really, we don't know. But if we do, what do you say we both take time to prepare?
Yeah.
We both give each other a head. We're gonna put it down for this date at 11:37 on. I don't even know what the date's. The Cold War. We're 11:37 on this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Tuesday probably occurred. At least one on Tuesday occurred during the Cold War. So,
at least 11:37 happened on one Tuesday during the Cold War.
Yeah.
A lot of them skipped right over that because they were so...
They were so focused on the whole nucleine. Nucanine, I meant to say.
The
nucanine.
The nucanine.
As it were.
We got to that time, and, everybody was, had their hands over the nuke buttons. They were like, nucanine? No. Russian. It ticked to 11:37 in both Russian and US.
Yeah, like the president has like an alarm clock on his phone, and and it's just like 30 seconds left, and he's like, cracks his neck. All right. But
as soon as Russia hits that button, I gotta do it faster.
Okay, Russia. Can we do
that guy's actually still there to this day? Did you know they're just waiting for Russia to push the nucanine button, and he's still there? Like, Cold War may be over, but we're ready for Cold War 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
No. I love the idea of the nuclear clock so much because it's like, okay, Russia. How about like a Thursday? It's like, ooh, can't go dance on Thursday. It's like, right, I forgot you were like that. Thursday. So maybe like Saturday, it's like, ooh, I'm supposed to stab a guy in an alley on Saturday. I'm like, I forgot how thrilling your life was, Russia.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning. What? Okay, yeah. And
for kids TV, Toon's Eye.
There you go. And so I love this idea of like, it's 11:59. Jesus is coming
at 8:30 in the morning.
Wait, recently? Or like when you were like 10? I didn't know this Skunk Fu was played at 8:30. Oh,
this is Russian. Do you not remember Skunk
Fu?
No,
no, I do. I thought I just heard you say
it's a visceral image that began many inside jokes.
It was beautiful. It was honestly a work of art. And really, the eyes.
If you have not watched Skunk Fu, hop on kisscartoon.eu.com and go watch Skunk Fu.
I know it's very odd to recommend a show that's like over a decade old.
That's over a decade old with crappy animation.
And it's named Skunk Fu, but like. In our defense, it's actually really
it was aired by 4Kids every Saturday morning. But go watch it.
Oh yeah, on the clock, on the Doomsday Clock. But I love this image of like Jesus waiting at your doorstep. It's 11:59, and it's like Jesus is coming at midnight because it's so evocative. I don't know of what, but it's evocative of some emotion.
It feels like one of those movies where the mom's the mom of the family is expecting grandma to be here at any minute.
Right.
And
right.
it's panning between mom hurrying and rushing the entire house to clean up, and like all the kids are, messing up and panic and stressed out, and mom's freaking out, and then it cuts to the grandma all stone cold, pulling up in the cab as she's like walking forward towards the door, and mom's trying to like get everything in order, and then she rings the doorbell and everyone freezes.
Oh, the accuracy of that was absurd. I mean, like, it's like the Vine. You probably have not seen this because Nate knows nothing about Vines at all, and it honestly makes me sad to be related to him. But like, there's the one where like the guy's like, "I need this place looking at like Disney on Ice in 1 minute," which is the worst comparison I've heard in my life. And he's just like, "There can be no signs of living here at all." And he's like, "If we cannot clean the carpet in 30 seconds, just throw it out." He like picks them, just throws it through the window. And he's just like lighting match, and he's like, "Tori, just burn your entire room down. We have no time."
And of course, Jesus is gonna walk in like,
yeah. Which in himself is like the whole opposite of like that one parable from the Bible where like the woman stuff goes on cleaning, and the Jesus is kind of like, "Whoa, sweetie, you might need to tone it down for a second." But like at the same time, this evokes the exact same image. Like Jesus, like his finger over like the nuking button. Like it's like 11:59. He's like checking the clock, looking at the door. He's like, "Oh, I don't have very much time."
I mean, I picture Jesus strolling in like the old grandma, and the room is the entire house is somehow spotless, and the grandma still throws mad shade at everyone. Like Granny JoJo from the Amazing World of GumbleBumble.
Exactly. It was inevitable that we come to that.
We're gonna circle back to that. We're gonna circle back to GumbleBumble eventually.
And credits, everybody.
Several times. Hello, Nicole.
You need to be a voice actor. I'm just imagining like she's like walking in like a pair of sunglasses like the Family Guy version in, and pulls them down a bit. He's like, "So, I see that gay people still exist. It's a shame."
So.
I got so absolutely derailed by your impression of Granny JoJo.
Granny JoJo, the Amazing World of GumbleBumble.
I literally can't think of anything else right
now. Okay, I think it's time to pull another topic from the list.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you recall, but in an earlier episode, I had mentioned my photography teacher, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Manko. And this guy is somebody who I have no idea if he is like so chill, he's like transcended the normal barriers of human intellect and the English language, or if he's just genuinely trying to be like one of those like cool youth pastors that's trying to relate to the kids and like adopt the slang and everything.
Flip the chair around so I'm backwards.
Yeah.
What's crack-lacking, kids?
I don't know what school you went to, but it's not the same school I went to. So, anyways, it's just kind of an odd class because I really have no idea what to make of the guy. He's definitely one of my favorite teachers that ever had ever because he just does stuff like randomly sing Christmas carols on like November 1st, and like some kids are like, "Oh my God, Dominic, it's the day after Halloween."
I mean, it's practically.
I mean, yeah,
it's practically Christmas.
Yeah, and so it's just
executive decision. It's practically Christmas.
Practically. I mean, it's the day we finished Thanksgiving dinner. It is now Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's Thanksgiving Day when we're recording this, in case you didn't know. Mm-hmm. This is how we decide to spend the holidays.
Yeah. Because we don't want to see our family.
Yeah. At this point, it's practically, now that we finished the dinner, it's practically Thanksgiving. Everything before that was more like December 20th about.
Yeah. And now we're starting to really get into like the final countdown. Like now it's like solid December 22nd.
It's pretty much, it's solid December 22nd. By the time we finish recording this, it will practically be December 23rd at 11:59, and December 24th is waiting for us at midnight.
Yeah, December 24th lasts the entire month of December.
December 24th is with Jesus waiting for us at midnight, and today is December 23rd. 11:59.
December 24th lasts from like December 1st, like December 30th. Honestly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's just this guy. I really should have made like an encyclopedia of all this stuff that he says. At one point, it was like these two girls in my class like talking about like a chemistry test or something because this photography and it's not an honors class, so by default everybody's dumb. Nobody does anything.
Yes.
And
so
no
offense to you, not honor kids, but get it together.
Yeah.
Sorry.
and you're an
Sorry.
embarrassment to this entire human race. And anyways, so it was like
We're sorry.
these two kids were like talking about this like chemistry test, and one of them she's like, so okay, was there anything on there that was not on the study guide? And one of them's like, no,
Chemistry? Is this the same chemistry test where your friend randomly got a head massage for somebody and the teacher did nothing to stop it?
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
So oh right, you didn't make it in time for pie night. So quick interjection.
Quick,
Friends, Jonathan's near and dear friend, Isaac Hunter, what a guy, was at pie night last night. I'll leave you to speculation on what pie night is. It's pretty self-explanatory. And he was telling us
we all just put our dicks in the pie. The same pie.
This has so far been an episode of Showstoppers. Both of us get totally derailed. No. Isaac was telling us about one time he had a migraine. And he walks into chemistry and he's like, alright, I have a test. I just have to power through this. And one of his friends is like, Isaac, you don't look it. He goes, yeah, I got a migraine. And she goes, oh, does this feel better? Does this feel better? And she just started massaging his head. First of all, Isaac did nothing to stop it. Fair enough. It's not every day head massage. But, say you're a high school chemistry teacher, and you walk in and you're like, guys, are you ready to take today's, chapter 23 test on
death,
on whatever nonsense chemistry is?
Which is literally the title of the textbook.
Yeah, death by chemistry. And then you look over and there's this girl just massaging the scalp of this guy. Wouldn't you be like,
no, I want to get in on that.
Wouldn't you be like...
Wouldn't you just walk over and start doing her own?
Why not she walk over?
Yeah. No,
you sit down right in front of Isaac. Hey, buddy, hook me up.
Give me the good kush.
Give me the good stuff. Let's start.
Just peel back your hair. All right.
Let's start this train going.
That was a lot more sexual than I don't think you really intended. And the fact you kind of licked your lips a little bit.
Few things would emotionally scar me more. My chemistry teacher sitting down for me and going, hey, buddy, let's get this massage train going.
Let's unleash this end.
Just picture, Mr. Stumpf, my high school chemistry teacher who got braces at the age of 47.
Oh, my God. He's the most powerful man alive.
He was a great guy, but he just got, braces, halfway through his life.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, my rant's over. Continue with your story. Girls talking about...
I completely forgot where I was going. Oh, yeah, okay, so it was girls talking about their chemistry test, and one of them was like, okay, was there anything on the study guide that I need to know? And, girl 2, who we can assume...
I was like, yes, everything.
Everything. Girl 2...
equations,
who we can assume had already taken the test based on her answer, was like, you might want to study acids. And my teacher walks in, overhears, and is like, oh, God, acid. Those were the days. And immediately turns around, reverses course, and leaves the room. And
was your teacher... How old is your teacher?
My teacher's probably about in his 50s or so.
He's in his 50s. And it's almost the 2020s, which means he would have been alive during the 70s.
This is true.
Is your teacher hippie, Jonathan?
Yes. I would definitely say, based on the fact that his name is Dominic, spelled Dominick. There's a K at the end of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I've never seen this man in his life, so all I can picture now is some dude in dreadlocks.
Oh my God, I'm gonna tell him that.
He's a hippie.
Yes, so...
Yeah, flesh out the hippies.
Yeah, it's we didn't really know how to react to, a teacher very...
openly admitted he did acid.
Yes, so... make it that way you will. But there's, some other stuff. I'm trying to remember if I've said this in, earlier episodes. All the time he would say stuff like, God, big mood. Or, whenever, somebody, messes up, a project or something. Which, the funniest thing, because, again, I have no idea if he's, trying to, appeal to, the youth as, the youth pastor does. Or if he's just genuinely,
I think he's the one that started it all.
Yeah, or if he's, patient zero.
If anything, he's patient zero. For big mood.
And probably one of the better things that he said that's quoted some sort of teenage slang was when some kid was talking about he's really quick snapped a photo of the guy across the table. He's like, I got a picture of you because he's dumb. And so Mr. Mink was weird flex, but okay. And then just kind of and it's very kind of
interesting.
ominous voice without even like looking up from his laptop. Like, and like
So not only has
he just
nailed
obliterated
down,
that kid. Like there was just like little like feet marks where the kid was. He just annihilated him. Like it was excellent.
So not only has he nailed down the proper usage of each saying, but he's also
Yeah.
nailed down the delivery.
Exactly. Like this guy
Interesting.
really could be like a stand-up comedian if he wanted to. I feel like because at a certain point, it's like the smoothness of his delivery at admitting openly that he's did acid as a teenager. Like
if he didn't turn around, he probably could have just kept talking,
oh yeah.
and you would have been like bewildered. You would have been shell shocked by that.
I was floored by this.
Floored.
Yeah, because like how many times have we heard like a teacher who tried to quote slang and they messed up so poorly? They would like point like a math would like point an equation like no, this is they, and you're like oh my god, I'm just gonna die.
It sounds like a high quality comedy, something like
Yeah.
The Community or like Arrested Development or something like that, where you need to pause every once in a while to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Dominic, my dear friend
Dominic,
my
pal,
my dear old pal Dominic, you just used teen slang in such a powerful voice that I must laugh. Can you please stop for 5 minutes while I get this all out of my system? You should just do that one day and report back to me.
I'm like probably one of his favorite students because I'm the only one that does anything in my class.
He makes it. Dominic.
Buddy, you're killing me. You're
killing me, but you gotta slow down here with these jokes. I can't take joke efficiency of this magnitude.
Fiercely scribbling them down on my arm. I can't keep up, buddy. You gotta slow down. But
Jonathan, why are you setting up a video camera in the back? Dominic.
Science.
It's for my own pleasure.
I'm gonna remix your words later and put it on YouTube.
Dominic, gonna be famous. Just do what you do best.
Yes, exactly. There's another topic that I wanted to bring to the table today. It was a topic that I had mentioned for the same photography class. It was an assignment that I did about a month ago, and I've been wanting to talk about it on this podcast for a while now, but I haven't had a chance.
Go ahead. This is a safe place.
Literally no idea how to even approach this, so I'm just gonna
start from the beginning.
All right. I feel like I'm in a therapy session right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, so at the age of 8, my best friend stabbed me and left me in the gutter. But
wait.
Oh, you mean at the beginning of this story? Not just the beginning of like my childhood trauma.
Can we rewind? That wasn't anywhere in your good old, lifelong photography book our parents keep of us.
No, was it page 4, subsection A.
Which volume? Because this is no joke. We each have 3 volumes.
No, we're actually not joking right now. We have a ton of photos for each of us.
Leah has 4 volumes.
Oh yeah,
she's the oldest.
Yeah, because she's the favorite child. Well, kind of. She's the oldest. We'll give her that.
She's the oldest. We'll give her that. She's the oldest.
That is a fact.
Fact. Oldest. Opinion. Favorite child.
It's like one of those fact opinion exercises all the time that we had do when we were kids. So it would be
and it's opposite for our younger sister.
Yeah.
Opinion, she's the oldest. Fact, she's the favorite child. It's funny.
I'm not even gonna dispute that because I know that's literally no point in trying to.
It's funny because she's so much more extroverted than the rest of us that I don't think we even get a choice. She just establishes.
Yeah,
the favorite child.
Yeah, my very first interaction with her because she was adopted. So my very first interaction with her when we went to the orphanage was that I went to hug her. Yeah, and she just shoved me out of the way. Literally, this 18-month-old child looks up at this 5 or 6 year old kid.
She gives you a quick. She gives you a quick up and down.
No,
yes, bitch. Get out of here. This isn't what I signed up for.
Anyways, so
15.
Yeah, so for this, I was sick for a couple of days about a month ago, and it was actually pretty dope. But unfortunately, I did have to.
Okay.
I got in a fight with the school nurses about it because I went to school. I wanted to get off. I wanted to use one of the parent. I didn't want to use the parent excuse days.
I once got suspended for pretending to be my dad to get off. It was like a 2-period in-class suspension. I walked in. I gave one look at these kids. I was like, I don't belong here. I was just pretending to be my dad to get out of school.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. We'll unpack that at a later time. But for me, it was that for our school system, by the way, we are allowed to have
10 days.
10 days. And yeah, I
Because
keep
we
forgetting that the camera isn't pointed directly at me, so I keep making a gesture like this and
like
off camera.
like
but
reverses.
yeah, so
because I'm on this side.
yeah, but anyways, so we are allowed to have 10 days a year that a parent calls in and we just get off school.
no questions asked.
And it is a pretty dope system. Apparently, you're not allowed to go on vacations, like legally speaking, during the school year, which I've literally never heard of until I got sick. And what happened was that I got sick, and I'd already used one of my 10 days because I was sick the day before,
Interesting.
and I didn't want to use another one of my days because again, we only have 10 of these. I'd like to like save them for like mental health days and whatever, and like vacations and whatnot. And so I was really sick. I'm like, okay, I'm sick. I already know that I'm sick. I don't feel like using one of my 10 precious days. However, we have the clinical excuses. These don't count as some of the 10 days, but you have to be in the school and have the nurses take your temperature, and you have to get like a 100-degree temperature or higher. To go.
107.
107.
It's a very strict system.
Yeah. So we've had 4 deaths this year alone. But anyways, so I did what you were apparently not supposed to, and like, I mean, I don't know if this is a combination of
Excuse
like.
me, nurse. I accidentally drank some hydrofluoric acid because I was getting a head massage during a chemistry test. I need to go home.
Mr. Dotterman, your throat's gone. Aw.
Your well, your throat's gone. They put the temperature in it. You see the probe. Oh, this is only reading room temperature.
Like pulls out like a little handbook. Okay. I'm just supposed to like send you to the hospital right now.
You can lay down for 2 minutes. But then
We'll
back
give you
to
some
class.
Tylenol, buddy.
We'll give you some Tylenol for that.
But anyways, so I did what you're not supposed to do out of pure stubbornness, and also the fact that I was delirious with sickness and exhaustion. Because I had that like hallucinatory sick thing where you're like in and out of sleep for the whole night, and like when you're both in and out of sleep, you see the exact same things, like some sort of dream, vision, whatever. So that night it was about like Lord of the Rings, I think, and like I woke up in a cold.
You woke up in a cold sweat.
No, I
beside
literally
Frodo.
woke up in a cold sweat. I was like, oh my god, like listen, Gimli, we're gay for each other. And then I went to school.
You woke up in a cold sweat. We gotta get the ring to Mordor.
Exactly. And
Take the
so
Hobbit's Isengard.
I thought my mom had seen me do this, but she did not. She was mad when she found out. I put a thermometer in my pocket and took my temperature on the way to school when she was driving me. And when I got in school, I went to the nurse's office immediately.
I just took my temperature.
No, that's exactly what I did. They took my temperature and they was like, it's a 99.8 and you have to have a 100 to get out of school. So I those out of my mouth and then pulled my own out and put it in my mouth and turned it on and it went up to 100.1. And I said, okay, Susan, take a look at this. Take a look at this shit. And she was like, just looking over the other one. And by the way, these people are both in like their early 20s. You know, they are very young. They're like fresh out of college. And they just give each other a mutual look of, oh my god, we are not paid enough to deal with this at all. So I just took my own temperature, proved that I had a fever that was high enough to get me out of school, and it was like so weird because they were both very quiet and very awkward about it. I'd be like, so can I get out? And they would just not respond. I'd be like, I'm just gonna go. And like finally she was like, I'm gonna have to like call your mother and tell her to come pick you up. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And she calls my mom, and the first thing she says is like, yeah, your son's being pretty argumentative right now. Which, in hindsight, I totally had it coming because I really was being quite a cow. But
the sheer audacity of let's take your temperature. Hold on, I brought my own thermometer.
And like, while I was checking my own temperature, she went, I'm gonna be honest, we've never had this happen before. I don't really sure what to do. So she just let me take my own temperature. I was like, I'm supposed to, but like, I'm not gonna stop you.
Cheryl, he's taking his own temperature. You mean with this? You mean with the thermo? It's his own thermometer. He
brought his own thermometer to prove us wrong.
He brought his own thermometer to the nurse's office. Excuse me, Susan, but what now?
Excuse me, sir, what the fuck?
Excuse me, Susan, what? Cheryl, look at her.
Look at the kid.
Look,
he's right there mocking us.
No, kid, can't do it again. What? Cheryl, can he do that?
Is that allowed? I mean, there's nothing saying he can't do that. It was pretty hilarious because I walked over to the car, and of course the whole plan from the start of it with my mother was that they take my temperature and then I just go home, and she just wait down the parking lot, drive me back home. And so I get out there, and she's like, and I kind of, and like a mocking voice, I'm like, oh, your son's being a bit argumentative. And she's like, the entire plan hinged on you not knowing that you were sick. Why would you bring you a thermometer? I'm like, I honestly just like told them I'm just a crazy prepared person, and I just do this.
Is that your plantation?
She was like, the only part of the plan that you had to do is to take your temperature and you go. You had one. This was a one-step plan, and you messed it up.
Okay, wait, so you woke up sick.
I woke
And
up
on your
sick.
way to school, you were like, Mom, I don't feel so good. She's like, okay, go to the nurse's office. They can take your temperature and they can let you go. So, good old Johnny Lou who strolls into that nurse's office. Susan, Cheryl, my dear friend, take my temperature. I'm sick. They go, all right. Take the temperature.
Why do you think taking a temperature
sounds like video game rock breaking animation?
Yeah.
99.8. You can't go. And at this point, Jonathan is thinking to himself,
all right. We can do this the easy way or the hard way.
You understand that there's a plan in motion, and I'm not going to let this go south.
But
excuse me while I pull out my own thermometer and take my temperature.
I can feel my clinical excuse slipping through my fingers, and I had to do something fast before I lost it forever.
He patched that hole in the thermometer he brought from home.
Yeah, it was. It was really funny because it was a really awkward silence, and everything feels so intense when you're sick. So I got home afterwards, and literally I was on the verge of tears. I was like, "What have I done?
What have I done? I broke those poor women."
Exactly. So I literally took a nap on the couch, the weirdest position ever. I was half on the couch, half balanced on the coffee table, and which was the whole thing. And then woke up at 9:30, kind of mummy sound, So I texted
Mommed her.
So I texted Mom. I was like, "Oh my God, Mom, what are we gonna do?" And she's like, "You got out of school.
You've been home for 4 hours.
So you've been home for 4 hours. What do you mean? What are we gonna do? The day's already over."
I'm so, dear Susan and Cheryl, I'm so sorry for the
I
great
have robbed you.
I'm so sorry for robbing you of holding me at school by bringing my own medical equipment to my examination.
No, here was the funny thing too. It's I am.
Enclosed is the thermometer that proved you wrong. Please use this so we don't have to deal with this again.
No, so now I cannot ever go to the school nurses again. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was I think it was I got a cut a finger or something, and she was like, "Do you want to go to the school nurse and get a Band-Aid for that?" I was just grab my tissue. I'm like, no.
Do you need a Band-Aid? I brought my own Band-Aids.
I brought my own. Excuse you. Pulls out a second finger.
Pulls out a second.
No, so also it was really, really annoying because the way that she took my temperature is almost completely horizontal in my mouth, they're supposed to go to under your tongue. First it was almost against my cheek. I'm like, this is not right at all. But I'll just let her do her thing, and then I'll do my thing.
I need to let you know in the audience that genuinely few things would be far funnier than the image of some high school punk kid pulling out his own thermometer to prove the school nurse is wrong.
Because in hindsight, at no point when I was doing that, I was like, this is a weird thing to do. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure people do this all the time. And I pull it out of my mouth, and the second I put it in my mouth, the school teacher, looking, making dead eye contact with me, goes, "This is the first time this has ever happened." I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? That was a thrilling day, full of some ups and some downs.
some major ups and downs.
But anyways, so back to the original topic at hand.
Lord. I would pay anything to watch that.
Oh my God, right? In hindsight, I was so delirious and fever-induced, I literally cannot remember specifically what I said. I remembered what was happening around me, but I could not
Susan, come. My name is Jenna. Susan. Let me just slip this back.
I vaguely remember what I did and what she said. I don't remember what I said though. So I literally have no idea how that conversation actually went down. I kind of remember her being like, "Well, that's the first." I can't remember her being like, "Well, that's a first," and then her being like, "Well, you're something kind of argumentative on the phone," and then
all right,
it's all
Mr.
just kind of a
Dowdman,
blur.
we're going to listen to your heartbeat now. No, please.
Just pulls
I
out
brought my
taser.
own stethoscope.
Mr. Donovan, you're being kind of violent, so we're gonna have to cuff you.
No, please, officer. I brought my own handcuffs.
Normally I leave these in
Sir,
bed,
you were
but-
swerving on the road. I need you to breathe into this breathalyzer.
No problem.
Please,
I got
officer.
Shoots myself. In
I
the
have
head.
my own breathalyzer.
No problem, sir. I got it. Just pulls out a thing of alcohol.
I got my own.
Takes a swig of vodka, then takes a breathalyzer.
What, sir? Why did you? I'm not going to test positive.
We already both knew I was going to jail.
We already both know.
You
bro.
saw me just like take a 40 down there. We both knew I was getting arrested.
You see this giant water jug, giant blue plastic thing or whatever that you put on the top of gold, you put down and you bring out the little giant paper cup. Yeah. That took way too much explanation. You think it's water.
You think it's water.
It's vinegar? Oh my goodness.
There was in continuing our chronicles of Nate not knowing what vines are, there was this absolutely godlike vine where the guy's just kind of, hey, can I have a sip of that water? And this guy just has a water bottle with like clear liquid in it. And he's like, it's not water. And the guy's like, vodka, I like your style, bro. And the guy's like, it's vinegar. What? It's vinegar, pussy. And then he just takes a sip of it. And then the vine ends.
I think this is a perfect transition into a game I really wanted to play with you today. As we already stated, today's
We'll get back
Day.
to my story later. But
Oh,
yes,
wait,
play this game.
you weren't done?
No, because remember I was talking about
keep going.
So for that day that I was sick, I missed a photography assignment. It feels so like null and void now that we're talking about so much more.
There's so many nuances to this story.
I know, right? But the assignment that I had to do that I missed in photography, I was supposed to work on in class that I ended up doing at home at that night. I had to write an essay that was detailing probably one of the most Planet of the Apes type things you'll ever hear in your life. So the story here was that there was this guy who was like on some sort of nature preserve, and then this monkey named Naruto, which was a lot to unpack to begin with.
which is a lot to begin.
And
with.
like I'm like fever ridden. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like,
we're barely making it through this story, and then you drop a bomb like a
I
monkey
know.
named Naruto.
I know exactly. And I'm like reading this. I'm like,
oh it all
God.
makes sense now. All
Like,
monkeys have more chakra than humans, and that's why they can climb.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That took me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You just kind of stated that I was the most obvious thing in the world. Like, yeah, George Washington was the first president. What else is new?
George Washington's the
Like-
first president. Monkeys use chakra to climb. Go figure.
Go figure. But anyways, so I had to write an essay about this monkey named Naruto who stole a guy's phone and took a selfie with it. 3 selfies actually. Now, this led to this big debate over whether or not the monkey owned the photos or not.
Oh.
Now, if like
Please comment in the comments if you think monkey owns photo.
Team Naruto. Actually, it already got resolved. So, and I just want to say for the record that neither team really won. So,
Your team won.
what? I'll get to this. Okay.
This man got in a legal debate with a monkey and lost.
Well, technically, the monkey also kind of lost, but the fact that the monkey made it that far
A
was just
draw
impressive.
with a monkey is a loss, Jonathan. Then again, the monkey did.
Comment below if a loss is considered a draw.
Comment in the comments if drawing to a monkey is still a loss.
Or just a victory for all parties. But anyways, so the first guy that started the debate of, okay, who owns the photos in the sense that it was the guy's phone that was taken, but it was the monkey that was doing the taking. Then it was like, okay, copyright laws. They were made for humans. This monkey is not a human, obviously. So the whole idea behind copyright laws, of course, is like so nobody else can like steal your photos and stuff. But
Did some poor
but
lawyer
it's
have
like-
to read the entire terms and condition of Apple
I'm pretty
to
sure
figure out if a monkey using Apple legally?
I'm pretty sure that thousands of lawyers had to do this. Like when I was like reading about it and writing my essay, but it was like
Comment in the comments if you ever read Apple. No, I'm sorry, I'm done.
okay, but it was so absolutely absurd because it's like an argument that as soon as you read it, as soon as you're curious, you're like, oh my god, who the hell owns these photos? Because it's like, okay, would it be private domain because it's just a singular person that took them, or would it be public domain because the monkey's not going to use them for anything, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can post it on Spinsta. You weren't there, but I learned what a finsta was, and it's one
No,
of the
I
most
actually
wild.
was there. It was
right.
wild, but
I learned what a finsta and a rinsta is, and if you don't know, Google
okay.
it. 'Cause
And if you don't know, comment below what you think it
if
is.
you don't know.
But so it was absolutely insane because PETA, not Hunger Games PETA, but real life PETA,
But real life evil PETA.
real life people PETA, because they have nothing better to do with themselves, decided to represent this monkey in court and be like, all right, we're gonna fight for the right for this monkey to own its own photos. And everybody else like, PETA, what the hell are you doing? Do you have anything better to do? And they're like, no.
There's animals dying, and you're the ones deciding to see if this monkey can make a
And they're
living off
dying because of you
Yeah.
sometimes. But anyways, so it was
So
absolutely
the hot mess that is PETA decides to see if a monkey can keep 3 pictures.
And the
Well,
answer is
there's Finsta.
apparently maybe. Because
The answer was a definitive maybe.
the answer was a very solid, cut and dry
It was a
So,
solid dry.
so now it's like,
It was. Who knows?
it was a very, very crystal clear. Who's to say?
Wait, Judge, you have to rule that I own these photos.
So
Insert monkey noises here that say the same thing.
so it
Wham, wham, wham. Yes. To who, Judge?
looks over at Naruto in the back.
Looks-
Yeah, yes,
Both.
yes.
Both. Both. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. No. No. No.
No. It's like it's those like auctioneers like all right. Yes. No. And like you have no idea what the heck they're saying. I can only imagine that's what the court session was like.
I would buy a selfie.
Yeah,
That monkey took.
No, here's a weird thing. The guy whose phone was used to take these photos of Naruto, by Naruto, these selfies, he later sold them for money. So already, I guess that's kind of where PETA started getting a little bit offended, but also it's kind of weird because what was the monkey going to do with them anyway?
Yeah.
Like, theoretically, it's not probably going to get access to a phone again in the near future. So it's like,
you don't know that.
Okay,
We've
at the
already
very least, it's not going to.
Neat, Jonathan. We're live. Would you look at that?
Mm.
Welcome back to another podcast. Another podcast episode. Another episode of a podcast for deaf people. As always, I'm Nate Dodman.
And I'm Jonathan Dodderman. Our mime and training. I'm not very good because I still talk, which apparently you're not supposed to do.
Weird.
Why? Alright, that's enough of that. So, Nathaniel, you had some interesting billboards you wanted to share. This is going to kick off our episode for the day.
We haven't been able to do this for a long time because of various computer issues called my computer crapping out on me.
Yeah, it just...
But we are now
together.
just
deadass stopped working.
We are now together in the same room, so I get to tell you about a couple of billboards I saw with my friend.
And oh boy, are they wild. I got a sneak peek of them, folks, and I just want to say, in this direction that Christian America is going, I really, really like it.
Well, we'll save the better one for last.
Yeah, okay,
First, I want to address the one that read, "Bank is a 4-letter word, credit union is not."
And it's like, this is a true statement. Like, I mean, I'll give them that.
They did give us a true statement. I just felt like there was a deeper metaphysical meaning behind that, Jonathan.
No, it's like, I feel like it's Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. Like, I feel like if we put, like, what was it, like lemon juice or something on this, it's going to be like a secret map.
We're going to slather the back of this billboard.
Yeah, like between the R and the E in credit, it would be like, oh my god, there's a map of the Antarctic.
There's a message here. Turns out credit union is an 11-letter word.
Oh my god.
I did my math wrong.
We only have 10 fingers. We never would have figured that out.
No, I did my math right.
Oh,
credit union is an 11-letter phrase. Wow.
Anyways, no, that reminds me. I was working theater today, and there was like some guy. I don't know why people do this. And there was some guy who like came in.
Some guy walked right up to you, was like, "Buddy, did you know that theater is a 6-letter word?"
No, I was gonna say that people do this all the time. They're like, some movies are playing right now. I'm like, Google exists, but fair enough.
It's a 7-letter word, by the way.
All right, thank you for that. And then he was like telling me, I was like, well, Fantastic Beasts, the showing of that just started like 1 minute ago, and he's like, I already saw that. And he's like, they are really milking that franchise, like they're getting paid for it. I'm like, to their credit, they are. That is a true statement.
Yes.
And he's like, he kind of ponders it for a moment. He's like, I'll give you that.
He sat. First of all, this man decided to roll up to a movie theater to ask for information.
Right.
Who does that?
Right. Duh.
You give him some information, and he decides to inform you, a well-known movie reviewer, that the crimes of Gundam
Are you trying to say Gundam? Because that's a good anime.
Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gundam.
Grindelwald. Grindel.
Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of GumbleBumble.
And the Crimes of Gumball.
And the Crimes of Gumball.
Yeah, it's like Bendit Cucumber all over again.
Starring Dumble.
Dumble Gumball.
Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Gumball, starring Dumble.
Gumbledore. Grindelwald and Dumbledore.
Who's your favorite character from the Crimes of GumbleBumble?
Oh my god, I just love Dumblebumble Gumbleboy.
I love GumbleBumble Dumbleboy.
Wasn't there some like guy that just got arrested in Florida? It's been like national headlines. His name was like Larry Berry Terry.
That's
what's your name, sir?
What's your name? My name is Albus Gumball Bumbledore.
What's your name, sir? Larry Berry Terry. Slowly reaches for gun. Oh yeah, can you repeat that?
Just say that one more time.
Say that. But anyways, yes. To the credit of what we were originally talking about, bank is in fact a 4-letter word, but I feel like there's some sort of like deeper implication there. You're right. It's like
I think we need to break it down further.
You know,
say we were.
What else is a 4-letter word? Evil. Actually, I just realized that good word is also a 4-letter word. So, oh my God, Nate, a 4-letter word: lust.
Yes.
Yes. This is what the banks are going for. Them and their filthy catamites.
A bank is basically a brothel for somebody who gets off on money.
I'm gonna write that down. We're like 5 minutes into this. We already like made history right there.
Okay,
buddy.
So we've